great beer, and even better conversations. Welcome to Mind Hops, the podcast with more dad jokes than you can shake an angry fist at.
Sweet Lord, Martha, it's one of those bags again.
Don't step on it, Ted.
It's poop again. I'll get you damn kids for this.
Broadcasting around the world from Ocala, Florida, here are your hosts, Trenton Summers and Jack Brennan.
Welcome to Mind Hops, episode 8. This week we got Blade Hall on, a man of many talents. First off, he makes TikToks, he also makes music, YouTube videos, and he takes his cat to prom.
Oh, well, you've been working on that intro, haven't you?
Too many.
Especially the cat to prom.
I've been brewing in this chair for 30 minutes. I've been thinking about something. Come on.
Well, great job. You executed it well.
Also, a very good friend of mine. In fact, I kind of want to lead off with a good story here.
I think you should.
Don't expose all the secrets.
A coming of friendships here. Coming of age.
Oh boy.
Oh wow. Yeah, let me take a beer.
Back in fourth grade is when Mr. Hall and I met, and it was over a spelling test.
Oh my God.
Over a spelling test, you met him? They brought him.
Well, I met him through class, probably orientation or some shit like that.
We were cool. Before I interject too much, I knew Jack, but he wasn't.
He was a special kid.
Yeah,
I didn't have a faux hawk at the time.
Yeah, he didn't have a faux hawk. He didn't have the
I didn't wear Hollister cargo shorts.
Yeah, so he wasn't my type of friend. But go ahead.
Not your type.
It's so weird to think that you got just to interject the interjection.
Yeah.
As a man of 31 of age. I feel like I'm from medieval times. I had a flip phone when I was a senior in high school. So not having a lock on his phone
What's
is
a flip
weird
phone?
for me. You can go to a museum. You might be able to find some. I had a Razor, and it was just like a flip phone. And I don't think I had a lock on my phone either. Blade would have been disappointing. He wouldn't have known how to use
Maybe
it.
a padlock.
Definitely not.
Archaic device.
Yeah.
Get TikTok.
But it was really fucking cool.
Go TikTok.
It was super cool for its time. The Razor.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Motorola Razor. Not a sponsor. I don't know if they're making those anymore,
They
but
will sponsor us.
send me one.
Manifest.
Send me one if there's one in the museum.
So we met met in fourth grade, but we became friends during a spelling test because, I was kind of a nerd. So I was very serious about the spelling test. Blade, however, he still had the spelling test down, I'm pretty sure. I think so, but he wasn't cheating or anything. Not at all. But I had just seen Get Smart. And
Get Smart?
Yeah,
the
Get
movie?
Smart. The movie, yeah.
Great movie.
Not the show, the movie.
Okay, that's another flashback.
It came out when I was in fourth grade, and I
Yeah.
just seen it the day before the spelling test, I think.
Okay.
And I look at Blade, and I'm joking around. I knew he was the class clown, so I knew this would get a laugh out of him. I look at him, I go, Blade,
You put your shoe to your ear?
I gotta squeeze the lemon. And we had dividers, so I had to reach all the way around this divider with my head and look at him like that. And so he starts laughing, and I start laughing, and we're giggling like little fuckheads in the classroom.
Little fuckhead.
And our teacher, she goes, "What are you two doing over there?" And we're like, "Nothing. We're spelling. We swear we're spelling." And she goes, "All right, no more of that." And so I'm pissed off now because I got in trouble over us giggling like fuckheads. And anyways, he keeps looking at me and laughing. And I couldn't keep it contained anymore. I was pissed. I looked mad, and the more mad I looked, the more funny he thought it was. So I just kept scowling harder and harder, and he kept laughing harder and harder, and eventually I couldn't hold it anymore, and I started laughing too. And we ended up getting separated, from either end of the room, staring at each other for the rest of the year, pretty much.
Oh my goodness! I remember Miss Part going, "Do you even know this kid?" Because she wasn't used to us talking, and I was like, "I don't know this kid, barely." We would run and race each other at recess or whatever it was, and that was about it. And John, not to throw shade at you, but fuck, you were slow. So I wouldn't worry about those kids.
It's all about long term.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, when John made that joke, I was like, I like this guy. This guy is someone I can hang around, and
I could share some sunships with this man.
Yeah. So the rest of the year,
yeah.
it was just a friendship, and that's how that blossomed. So here we are.
Beautiful.
I'm 23 now, and we're getting old. So
Yeah, and I'm dying over here. Slowly.
We visit Trenton in the hospital here. And there.
Yeah.
The nursing home. That's so
he's
nice.
got a stub toe.
That's so nice of you guys to visit.
We
me
told him
today.
we're on a podcast right now. We just kind of threw some microphones in front of him.
What's a podcast?
Uncle
No
Trent.
idea.
Anyways, the main attraction for tonight, I guess, is going to be conspiracy theories. We each brought one to the table. Does anybody want to start? Or
I feel like we should talk about his music a little bit.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about the music.
hop into that after.
This
But
man, no, I feel like we should talk about it now.
There you go.
yeah, music, here we go.
Listen to me, I'm an old man.
Old man.
All right, so you're quite the musician. We have Christian coming on next week, who's a musician.
Right.
I feel like we're gonna talk about a little bit of your synergies there.
They've actually had a couple songs together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Christian and I have a
verse or
couple
two.
songs, Blind and Different.
Yeah.
Christian actually reached out to me and was like,
Yeah.
hey, I dig your music. Would it be okay if I remixed it? And
Yeah.
me being the guy, I was like, dude, take
Hell
the
yeah,
stems, take the instrumental, do what you want. And he ran with it, and it actually turned out very well. And he put it on his album. So
I've heard Blind. It's
Yeah.
it's fire.
It's
the kids
fire.
say.
Is that what the kids say nowadays?
Fire.
That song is busting.
Bussing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
making music since.
Yeah. What like initiated that? Like when did you first think you're like, man, I want to make some music?
Well, if I have to go way
Was
back,
it in that classroom? With your actor, like, this guy just knew how to watch
it
screen.
probably was close around there.
Yeah.
If I
You
had,
heard me playing with my tech decks in the desk, and he was like, "That's
Dude,
cool."
tech
beat."
decks. Oh my god.
it was probably close around that time, to be honest. My brother and I used to make Facebook videos, and we would just put an instrumental in the background, and we'd wear like stupid clothes, and we would just rap.
That's great.
And it was a fun thing to do because we get a lot of reactions out of Facebook.
Yeah.
But I think the time that I actually took music seriously was probably about my sophomore year in high school. I was at North Marion High School, and I dropped a video, and it was a parody video. It wasn't even like meant to sound good, to look good, nothing. It was something that I wanted people to get a reaction out of. And to be honest, I was like, hey, I'm new to high school. Notice me. If I can be honest, it damn sure did that. So
That's
it kind of,
interesting.
at the time at Facebook, it probably got like 5,000 views. And like at that time, it was like 2014, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm on top of the world. So I did that, and then my junior year, I actually transferred high schools to St. John, and I was like, I think I want to like
This is what I
actually
wanna
dive
do.
into music a little
Started
bit.
making a Christian rap.
That Christian rap, actually, it was anything but Christian, but yeah, no, I dove right back into it and started making music. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't good music. It sounded like
man.
everybody's got to start somewhere.
I was gonna say everyone starts somewhere.
process.
It's
Right.
all about
Process, it's a journey.
honestly,
it's a climb.
it's about like growing. You know, like
Correct.
you
Correct.
gotta put
I'm a
something
grower,
out
not a
there.
shower.
I
John,
am
don't put
I
your
am as
secrets on
well.
a podcast.
I'm definitely a grower.
But yeah, no, I had a couple songs, and they didn't do anything. I guess in today's terms, they would be called a flop. And I guess I didn't really mean anything because I didn't get an outpour of support. So I just kept making music for me and me and me and me. And then flashback to a year ago in September, I dropped a song called Ghost. And honestly, the song wasn't supposed to be made. That's the crazy thing about it. I actually found a beat, and I wrote a hook to it, just the hook, solely the hook. And I was like, this is pretty good. Oh, I guess I'll share it to my friends. My friends were like, yeah, this is pretty good, man. I was like, okay, whatever. So I was new to TikTok, so I posted a funny video with one of my dear friends, Aunt, and it got about 90,000 views. And I was like, okay, that's good. And
incredible.
you kind of thread through the comments. They're like, post
Yeah.
a full song, make the full song.
Yeah.
And I was like, really have nothing to lose. I had about 1,000 followers on TikTok. And that's still a lot. That really is still a lot.
That is nothing.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to make a full song. So I make the full song, and I posted video as I was at work, which I got a lot of flack for. I guess you two would know. Shout out Publish Gang. not a spokesperson for Publix.
We'll be censoring that. Probably.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah. God damn, more work for me. What are we at here? 10 minutes? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Chunk that out. Flash forward. So I make the song and I make a little TikTok video, and I wake up the next morning to ding, 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 and I'm like, all right, who's the female? It wasn't a female. Oh, sigh. But it was actually TikTok, and I pulled
It was
it
his
up.
cat slapping his face.
Oh my goodness! Shout out Smokey.
Shout out Smokey.
But
Cat named Smokey Joe?
yeah. Woo.
Yeah,
But
as a kid.
yeah, no, I looked at it. It was like 3 million views, and I was like, what do you do at that point? And here is the song. He's actually playing the song right now.
Yeah.
This is actually goes, and this song blew up on TikTok. It's actually at 4 million streams.
Unbelievable. Amazing.
Cause you deserve the fucking credit. And all the shit that you done put me through. I wish I never fell in love with you. I don't see what's in your mind. Take me back to simple times when my heart was doing fine. You didn't even need to lie. You didn't even need to lie. It's all the times that you made me feel alone. And I was going through it, but I didn't let you know. You sent another text that I didn't wanna see. Wish it wasn't hard for you to love me. I run away from all these ghosts. I push away cause I can't get close. Time stops when I try to let go. I hope nobody takes your pain away. Cause you deserve the fucking credit. And all the shit that you done put me through. I wish I never fell in love with you. I don't see what's in your mind. Take me back to simple times when my heart was doing fine.
It really never gets old.
It does.
It really never gets old.
I love it. It's so like relaxing.
Yeah.
Chill.
I guess you blame it on me. Tell me how you feel when you're not so drunk. And all these college parties with the same old guys. Moving on quick, but I'm not so surprised.
So I got a question for you.
What's up, John?
So obviously, Ghost is probably your most successful song so far, right?
Correct.
So I've listened to all your music as a good old buddy, good old
Yeah,
pal here,
we'll appreciate you for that.
of course. And I was just curious, what is your favorite song that you've made?
Oh my god, great question. So, I actually have some unreleased stuff that I would consider my favorite, but as far as the released stuff, I have a song called like Replenishing the Beer. Love that.
I love that song, Replenishing the Beer.
Replenishing the Beer. It's actually called Calling You Mine. And it's more of like an alternative punk rock, Blink 182 inspired. But yeah, the song that you guys just heard is called Ghost, and that's the one that absolutely took off on TikTok. 4 million views.
Amazing.
And it's done wonders for me. And basically, the biggest thing, regardless of the streams, was instilling confidence within myself to like, hey, maybe I am pretty good at this stuff, or even if I'm pretty good or decent, some people like what I'm making.
Some validation.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and that's what has pushed me to do more. So for everybody who is out there listening, there is new music coming. I've been on a hiatus for. It's been about 4 months now, bro.
Positive reinforcement does a lot for
man. It definitely does. Just do something that you love and you get committed to it. Just keep doing it, man. Like people, eventually it's gonna break. You're gonna break through. You know,
he has broken through. 4 million views.
That's not nearly enough. As well,
I'm talking about us.
Listen, we'll manifest on the podcast.
I'm talking about us, Jack. We haven't broken
I'll
through
manifest
yet.
for you guys as well.
Yeah.
Not only are my endeavors going to blow up, but I am so confident in Mine Hops that you guys are going to do
Thanks,
so well.
man. I appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
We'll do this right now in the middle of the podcast. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man.
More than
You
happy.
guys are awesome.
Yeah,
And
anytime.
Thank you for drinking both the ices I got you.
If you guys haven't, you guys obviously haven't, but I walked into
I hope they haven't. That would
the
be weird.
bathroom to do my business, and there's an ice sitting on the sink, and then I walk into the fridge to grab a beverage, and there's another ice.
I feel like
so Jack has done his deed.
he has done his deed, and I feel like the last guest, Victor, I feel like he kind of gave my location away with the bathroom. So there might have been people sitting in the bathroom
Waiting
providing those ices, but I think it was Jack. I hope it's Jack.
Probably.
I'm tired of seeing those.
I hope so
weird
too, because
people
I
in
won't
my
remember that. I
house.
might have been blacked out when I put them in there. Who knows?
That's normal for you, Jack, to be blacked out right now.
We will have blackout episodes in the near future.
There you go.
It's
Blacked out episodes. Those are going to be very fun, and I hope you guys tune into
You
those.
know, like I can't wait to do those because it's gonna be. We're gonna really see our entertainment value because I'm gonna wake up the next morning and I'm gonna be like, this is what we sound like. You know, it's gonna be new.
I never want to hear my voice
This
again.
is drunk us.
The show is gonna be new to me and Jack as well.
Right.
It'll be like a new experience for everybody, even the hosts. You know,
We're gonna do a lot of shots that episode because
Yeah.
I could probably do beer for most of
Please,
the night.
no more shots.
we need somebody that is gonna be the designated recorder though. Somebody that records
Somebody
the
that
episode.
stops the recording.
Don't look at me,
Yes.
because if I'm in the area, I'll probably be drinking with you guys.
Jake.
And we need to make
I'm
sure
shouting
we,
out to you, Jake, right now.
we need to make sure that we don't like post it that night either.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
need to be able to edit out all the
We need
shit
to
we
edit.
say when we're
Yeah.
blacked out. Because I don't know.
That's actually a
I
boss
barely
move.
got a filter already.
I mean,
But I swear, like my filter when I black out, it's even worse.
Yep. Pro move.
for the audience, we're not filtering anything. We're gonna edit. We're not gonna edit. We're gonna post it
We're gonna
raw.
cut it all out.
Yeah, we're gonna post it raw right then. We're gonna do it live.
Yeah, that's me, guys. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys give a shit, listen to my music, watch my films.
Yes.
But I do know
Great
there's
call.
another topic surfing. Look at me. That's a shot right there.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
about
a
to chug
shot.
a beer if you guys
Chug-
don't
just
mind.
take a chug.
Hey, as long as you got alcohol in you, go ahead.
yeah.
No, my last name's Hall. But anyways,
Blade Hall.
yeah. Well, I think we're gonna talk about conspiracy.
I think we
theory.
are. Who
Alrighty.
wants to start this
I
off?
think old Jack Brennan over here
I
has
think
got
he
something
does.
bubbling in his blood right
I'll go
now.
for it. I'll go
Bubba-
for it.
Yeah.
He wants to fight us. I think.
What do we got going on today?
I think most of the listeners probably know that I'm a pilot by this point, but
Yeah.
I went with the Bermuda Triangle because this thing. There's this flight called Flight 19, and they were just on a training flight. It was 5 planes, and so they took off the coast of Florida, and they got lost out of nowhere, disappeared off the radar completely, and they have not found them since. All their instruments went weird and stuff like that. They reported it on the radios before they lost contact and stuff like that, and just disappeared off the face of the planet. And then they sent a bunch of rescue missions after them, and one of those planes was actually on their trail, like almost spot on pretty much. And that plane,
You mean like another plane, like exactly following that?
Yeah.
they were following their exact trail.
Okay.
It was a different kind of
I'm
plane.
following you, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
But they disappeared as well.
I'm following your trail as well.
Hey, you guys, I'm gonna watch out. You're all three gonna disappear.
I'm a little further behind Blade. But I'm behind him. I'm gonna
It's
make
the
sure.
delay.
I'm gonna see what happens with Blade, and then I might veer off. Go ahead.
But
Keep
there's a
going.
lot of conspiracies about it, such as magnetic force is one of the most realistic ones. Is like the
What is it?
Magnetic forces and stuff like that.
okay.
They just kind of mess up their instruments. But then
Yeah.
it gets kind of weird when you get to Atlantis, and people are saying Atlantis was drowned in like the center of the Bermuda Triangle and stuff like that.
I've heard a lot about Atlantis.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And so they say that maybe like that interfered with the plane's instruments and stuff like that, and they got lost in like this fog and stuff like that. Eventually crashed, and now they're in Atlantis pretty much.
So is that it?
Have you guys?
No, there's more theories too. No,
Can I interject real quick? Atlantis. You're talking about Atlantis and people interfering.
Great movie.
Have you? Have you ever seen?
one of Disney's best movies
Shout
that
out
they
Disney.
completely ignore.
Okay.
Not sponsored. You will sponsor.
All
us,
right, you
but-
guys. That's exactly where I was going to go with that. That was an animated movie, right? Disney movie.
Amazing animated movie.
Animated drink right there.
Animated.
Yeah, I'll take a shot on that one.
Oh, he's got a shot ready
He's
to
got a
go.
shot ready.
For you guys
Yeah.
don't know, when we do stumble upon our words, we do take shots. So
We
find
stumble upon our.
Okay.
I got
you
a
know
cold
what?
sore.
I love
and that
it.
burned like
I love
shit.
it. No, you said it perfectly. You don't need to take a drink,
I
but you
feel
should
like
take
I'm
a
being
drink.
roasted right now.
You're not being roasted. It's great. It's great. I stumble upon a word. It's almost like it's like I should take a shot right now
It's like,
because I
hey,
can't
do
think of
better.
the word
Do
right
better.
now. Yeah, like
Like a wet trend. No,
I
that
don't
sounds
know.
like a shot for you.
it does sound like a shot for me.
Sounds like a shot for you.
I was
got
thinking of
poured.
like Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, but could not think of the words. Oh,
Jack
boy.
already has a shot.
He's got it ready for me. I'm
Masked
just
up
gonna
for
pour
you.
it right over the mixer.
Yeah,
Just
let's
ruin
do
this
that.
whole show.
That sounds fantastic. Here we go, down the hatch. Sounds great.
I'm gonna go jack off in a movie theater now.
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee-wee Herman. Anyway, continue on.
Sorry.
My favorite,
Yeah,
one of my
you're good.
favorite cartoon Disney movies. Shout out to those people that made that movie.
Treasure Planet's pretty damn good.
Oh, that is a good one.
I actually was gonna say Treasure Planet, but then I realized those were two different movies. But I still like that
they're
movie
very
a lot.
similar in how they like go through their
I thought the
story,
same
but they're
thing.
both amazing. But
Well,
another
I love
fun like theory that goes around is also aliens, which is kind of in every conspiracy almost pretty much.
aliens.
And so they think that the Bermuda Triangle, and this is where it gets kind of unique and kind of cool, is they think the Bermuda Triangle is kind of a portal that the aliens use to travel back and forth. from
like
the
a
planet.
Stargate.
And so
Like a Stargate.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
It kind
That
of
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It kind of goes into my theory. I'm not going to go into it just yet, but Stargate, we'll go with that. Okay, Stargate, yeah.
All right,
Teleportary.
So they think
Open
that
portal.
aliens teleported in and abducted the planes and took off with them pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
So that was a fun one
Why,
for me to read.
but
into.
why? I'm curious why they would take such old technology. I guess it would be like Blade taking my Razor flip phone from my high school and looking at it and be like, "This is old as shit."
How the hell do I send a text on that?
And then I find you texting your gym teacher.
Yeah.
Pass me.
You see those pictures?
AKA sending a picture of your balls.
Yeah, those
dodgeballs.
Those
Oh my God,
JPEGs.
I didn't drink a beer for that one.
Those are great JPEGs, by the way. I didn't know you.
High quality.
I didn't know you got a hold of
he
those.
edited them to be larger.
Yeah, no, they're in the bank somewhere.
There's female listeners too.
All right, there's like 12% female listeners. I'm not looking at the analytics. What are you
We
guys talking
don't
about?
enlarge anything.
All right, so my
Just our egos.
I would say my.
We're moving on to your conspiracy theory. So
Okay, my
just to
conspiracy theory.
put in the perspective, all three of us have sat down and we chose a conspiracy theory.
We did, yeah. So, to give you a little backstory, we decided, Blades is a friend of the show. We talked to him a little bit, and we're like, oh, conspiracy theories are really interesting.
I have blindfolded and handcuffed him. We dragged him in here.
he
and
has
threw him in a
no
chair
idea
and
where
said,
he's at.
"Talk, motherfucker."
Yeah. He has no idea where he's at.
I'm sorry.
But we all kind of came up with a conspiracy theory. I have several.
I got
Go
something
ahead,
fun
Jack.
to say about Bermuda
Yeah.
real quick. Like,
Yeah.
there's an actual island that is like the north point of the Bermuda Triangle. It's in the center of the Atlantic.
Okay.
And that was made from a volcano similar to like Hawaii and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was actually created into a plateau after erosion and water and stuff like took it down.
Uh-huh.
And Bermuda is actually a slightly larger part of the plateau, and that's why so many ships crash around the Bermuda Island, is because there's a somewhat shorter plateau beneath the water, just barely. And so a lot of ships crash into it. And if you look at like the ship crash sites around the island, it's spotted everywhere.
No kidding.
Shout out Titanic.
Shout out Titanic.
There's actually a very interesting conspiracy theory about Titanic as well.
Well,
I did not.
That's a different episode.
That's a
because
different episode.
Trenton,
I did not delve into that
from
one.
what I have heard,
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it all, has a very interesting
I do.
theory for you guys to listen
Can
to.
I will delve the small bit that I heard about the Titanic though.
Right, and we are
So
intrigued.
The Federal Reserve was kind of a thing at the time the Titanic was coming about. It was not in effect yet, the Federal Reserve, which is, if you look into it, it's a big thing now. They basically print money out of nothing right now. But 3 people that were voting against the Federal Reserve becoming into
You're going to take a shot in the near future.
I am, but let me finish this. I'm fucking struggling here, man. But anyway, they were on the Titanic and they died, and that actually caused for the vote to go through with the Federal Reserve.
Assassination.
They did that. Yeah. Assassination attempt there. Could be.
Damn, that was successful as fuck.
So
Yeah,
question.
They killed everybody for 3 people.
What year was Titanic again? I'm unknowledgeable. so I don't-
1920 something, I think.
Was it
I was
1914?
thinking
Let me
1920.
double
I was
check
thinking
on this.
1920 as well.
We got super
Randomly.
No, it's like 19. I think it's 1923.
Yeah. You actually you can look it up.
Thinking. Okay,
There is a conspiracy
It's actually-
attached to that.
it's actually 1912.
Fuck.
Okay. Very close though. Very
So
close.
my thing is, if it's so much of a conspiracy of why it's saying to set up that
Yeah.
election, I
It's
mean,
the Ice Age.
That damn squirrel.
that
damn scrat.
It's the sloth. What the fuck are you talking about?
But I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's conspiracy.
That's
theories
not the
beyond
conspiracy I researched, but I did come across something related to
All right,
that.
so
That's
Trenton does have something built up.
So
that's
anyway,
a lot more
CERN.
thorough.
So CERN is a CERN is the acronym for this organization, and the organization, I don't know why it has the acronym CERN, because it's like the European scientific something else that I don't have the knowledge of right now. But basically they do a lot of scientific research, right? So they
Still playing the ghost back there.
Hell yeah.
Love the ghost.
He's got an earbud in his other ear.
More promo. You guys haven't heard the message deleted.
So CERN is a very interesting. It's an organization in Europe. Actually, it's the European Organization for Nuclear Research. I don't know why the CERN is the acronym for it. Because that even in my buzz state, the European Organization for Nuclear Research does not spell CERN, right? Is that correct?
Not at all. No.
Not at all. Yeah. So anyway, they've been experimenting around for a while, right? So one of the they have actually multiple conspiracy theories around CERN. One of which is in 2012, we all died. The end of the world happened. They had the Hadron Collider, and the Hadron Collider actually ended the world. But that did not happen. Well, I mean, it may have happened. I don't know. But
in our minds, it didn't.
In our mind, it didn't happen. But the Mandela effect, which I'm not going to go into, but
yeah, that's a rabbit hole you should avoid.
That's a rabbit hole you should avoid, but
that's a whole other 2-hour episode.
It's actually connected to the Mandela effect, that we may have transferred into another dimension because CERN created a black hole that killed everybody, and we went to another dimension.
So back to CERN.
Anyway, so CERN was somehow tied with the in Sweden. I believe it was the
Hadron Collider.
No, the Swiss Alps.
Swiss Alps, okay.
They created a tunnel, right? So there's this big tunnel created in the Swiss Alps, and a lot of people thought it was a satanic tunnel straight to hell, actually.
Love to hear that one.
Yeah, it's very amazing, right? So I've got a video which is going to be in the description for the YouTube video, or you can check this guy's video out. He kind of breaks down. There was a ceremony in the Swiss Alps when they opened this tunnel. It was called, I think it was Gotham, something like that tunnel. I should be a little bit more aware of what it is. But anyway, well versed. But I'm gonna go ahead and let him explain. He's kind of explaining the ceremony for what it was. It was like an hour long. It was really weird for an opening for a tunnel that they drilled through the Swiss Alps for transportation. But I'm going to go ahead and start it up here.
In 2016 Switzerland, the world's largest and deepest tunnel was built, spanning 35.4 miles and 1.4 miles deep. There was a lot of hype around this tunnel, being as it passes through the Swiss Alps and makes the journey from Switzerland, Germany, Italy, and France
He explains it way better than I did.
The strange part about this tunnel was the opening ceremony, which didn't take too long as I was watching it to realize that this was a bit weird. Well, I'm not going to go through the entire ceremonies, that would take over an hour, but I have a few bullet points.
Yeah, it was like an hour-long ceremony, so you guys know.
And if you're curious, I'll leave the links to the full thing in the description, and you can make your own judgments on this. So first things first, this ceremony was put on in Switzerland for the opening of the tunnel. World leaders from all over Europe, mostly leaders from Germany, France, and Italy were invited, which makes sense being as that's who this tunnel would affect most, but it also seemed to spook a lot of people, and I can kinda understand why once it gets going. One thing to note, before the ceremony began, the tunnel was blessed by a priest, and then right after that, this satanic display arose. So the first thing we have here is a large group of people walking into the center of the tunnel almost like they're dazed or under the control of the music. The way they walk has been likened to a zombified state by pretty much anyone who did touch on this video. Now, the first part of this isn't so bad, just a choreographed dance put on by people dressed up as construction workers. Sure, the music's a bit dark, but overall nothing too weird yet. At about 5 minutes in, the construction workers become a bit manic, like they don't know what they're doing. And then right after that, this last train car brings in a group of people who are dressed in more revealing clothing, and accompanying them is what most have identified as a fallen angel, which is apparently an angel that disobeyed God and became corrupt. I know this seems like a bit of a stretch, but once the ceremony really gets going, there's absolutely no confusion here on this. There's even a scene in here that may even be an imagining of the fallen angel corrupting people. After this, another card is rolled in with what people refer to as demonic creatures, and then with them is a goat man, who typically represents Satan in
Fuck
ancient
you,
scribbles.
goat man.
He did not like that.
I like that. That was
As I was
actually
watching
pretty
this with
good.
my friend, the thoughts in my head were, all of this for a tunnel? But don't worry, it gets a lot
Getting pretty
stranger.
The evil laugh reminded me of when I throw a toy for a dog and I keep it like in the back of my hand, you know?
At around 14 minutes, we see this goat is being worshipped, and people are bringing him offerings.
I will
of
post the
trees,
link in the description
which
if you guys want
I
to follow
guess are
the
upside
video.
down trees.
Yeah,
Now I never knew
it's
this,
weird
but
shit.
apparently this symbolizes an upside down cross or the tree of death, which really does fit the theme here. When I was watching this part and thinking about it artistically, I imagined that maybe this was supposed to be some depiction of hell or a dark world or something like that. After that, though, this man gets on a stage and sings
Mind
in
you,
gibberish
this is
and even
inside
speaks
the
in
tunnel.
gibberish.
This is
still.
all for
It's kinda
a
like he's
transportation
calling
tunnel.
for
Yes, a
Satan,
transportation
and
tunnel.
Satan does respond.
All this is happening.
And this was presented to like the leaders of the countries it was going to
yes,
affect, right?
yes, exactly.
And
yeah.
they're sitting there
The
like in the
leaders.
booths like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is
So
going
the
on?
guy,
Sweden.
the guy that's actually singing through our headphones right now is calling out to Lucifer himself.
yes.
So Satan.
And these were all leaders.
Lucifer, bring me pizza rolls.
Well, if it's gonna be hot as hell, I can tell you that.
I'm about that.
I'm about some
Possibly
Uncrustables
celebrating the
too.
arrival of
That's
Satan.
another weird thing
There are
about
a few
it
who
was there
speculate
was
that the red lights
huge
in here are
leaders of
supposed to
like
represent blood
Germany,
sacrifice, but
Sweden,
that's not
all
really clear
European
to me.
leaders that were going to
At
be
least
affected by
until they
this.
take the severed head of a woman and lift it above the dancers.
Yes,
the
this
sight
happened.
that falls from her head seems to represent that she was decapitated, as though it's blood. The severed head is then put on a body of a woman, and the first train makes its way through the tunnel. Now, if that was it, fine. It's freaking strange, but the next
Not
half
fine.
of
That
this
was
display
fucking
actually
weird,
takes place
just in that.
outside.
Definitely
This
not.
is the
I would
part
agree
that
with
Did
you
they
on
cut
that.
her head off on the spot?
I mean,
or?
fine, you made
It
art,
was like
cool,
a
but to sit her
character
down
of like
inside
a
the
created
tunnel,
head.
Oh, it
was
wasn't-
not
it wasn't
real
real.
head,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then to have everyone move outside to complete it? I mean, that's just a
But
lot
like
of
you
effort
said,
over
the
a
audience
tunnel
was
opening
seated
ceremony, right?
inside the tunnel for
I mean,
this
most of these things are as simple
exhibit
as
of
ribbon.
art
Crowd
or whatever.
cheers, and now the
And then
tunnel's
they
open and everyone can go
brought
on about
everyone
their day.
outside
But
for a
whatever,
second
let's
part
move
of
on
it.
to the second part.
which is
Okay,
really fucking
so here
weird
we are in part 2.
for a tunnel.
Everyone's gone outside, and we start off again with a large
This is
group
an
of
opening of a
construction workers
transportation
walking
tunnel, by the
gates,
way,
as though
in the-
again they're
in
being
between the
controlled
Swiss
by
Alps.
the music. They make their way up to this platform where a giant screen sits, and once they get up there, the workers start climbing up the wall and removing rock to form this tunnel. Now, there were a few videos I saw where they were speculating that this was the rock of Christ, but I didn't really catch the evidence for that. I'm just not sure the symbolism was there to make a claim like that. Honestly, it's part 2 that gets really weird. Instead of opening
It's
a
not
tunnel,
weird enough
open
yet.
up a
Yeah.
It's not weird enough.
Almost
We
on
have
his
goat
coat.
heads and dancing and ceremonies
Yeah,
for a
Satan.
opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing
The
about
workers
like
started
Satan.
removing
at all.
It gets weirder in the
which clearly
second
about
was
part.
the corruption of their minds. Like right and
They
wrong
have
doesn't
like
exist
a
the more they open
big
this
ass
portal,
screen
which does
outside
seem to
that
as
they
the tunnel
just,
opens,
they're
eventually
playing on
porn
some
is
weird
dressed
shit.
similarly
That would be
to what they
way
did when they
better.
were in the
They
Hellboy
Like a
film
fat
part one.
orgy in European.
Give
Red
everyone,
Tube.
give everyone a
Takes over
Viagra.
and the
Fat
people seem
porno.
hypnotized and
Shout out to
controlled.
Red Tube.
But after this is where things
I'm
get
more of a
really
Brazzers kind of
interesting. Some sort of voluntary human
Hey, can you give me a
sacrifice.
password?
Three men
Shout out
climb
to
into
Brandy
the tunnel
Love.
and hang
Stepmoms.
themselves until they're
Follow me,
dead.
Brandy Love.
And then there's this animation on the
Bella
screen
Danger.
of 3 workers being hurled
She's
down
gross.
the tunnel as these giant
That's what I
demonic
like about her.
hands grab at them. Did I mention too that the music
Touche.
is really setting the tone for all this as well? It just kind of blew me away how organized all this was. It's at this point that the 3 men who sacrifice themselves turn into 3 spirits and float above the scene with an all-seeing eye. And a
Wait,
group
so
of
these guys
followers
literally
of
turn into
them grab their
ghosts?
long horns
Yes.
and
They
start
Like,
turning
like
into
they
ghosts.
slit their throats
Right
and like
after this,
floated out of
They,
their bodies.
they hang
and at
themselves.
this point,
and
it
then
kind of
turn
makes
into
sense why the
ghosts.
first half of this performance was
Yeah,
inside.
That's
this
pretty
is a real.
talented.
This is a real thing.
That's pretty
guys.
talented.
Leaving
Yeah.
his world and entering ours, which, what the hell? This whole
I'm
show
saying.
is just straight up weird. This
For a
isn't some
tunnel
sideshow.
opening.
This was the opening ceremony for a train tunnel.
Train
And right
tunnel.
after Satan comes, you have these demonic creatures again, and those 3 men who turn
I'm pretty
into
excited when a
ghosts
tunnel opens for me,
now
too.
seem to have reincarnated into 3 scarabs. Maybe they were all never the same thing, but the number 3 shows up a lot in this video. The goat man, who we suspect is Satan, then proceeds to have sex with a fallen angel or a woman of some sort. And then for a
He's
while,
straight
it's
up
nothing
raw
but
dogging
chaos.
her on-
Now,
in
this
front
we
of
saw
everybody.
before with the man in the tunnel singing for Satan. Now we have a woman singing for Satan, and his new followers are bringing upside down trees as offerings again. honestly don't know what to make of this next part. Perhaps it symbolizes materialism or the arrival of a new world Satan made. Perhaps it's demonstrating a distancing from living harmoniously with nature. It's kind of really up to your own interpretation, honestly. Seems to be Satan's bride enters the stage with a pregnant belly and another young goat-headed man, and this kind of becomes a
We're
mess
almost
of
to the
chaos.
end,
Satan's
guys.
bride!
Yeah, this is all for a
Even put
train
political
tunnel,
heads in
by the
suits and
way.
walk them down the aisle that Satan was on. And at the end, we have a happy little melody. People are singing and rejoicing over the new tunnel. One thing that caught my eye was time spinning out of control. This whole ceremony reminds me of what I read from Roman celebrations
Bakugan.
or depictions of ancient civilizations.
Say
that
like
predicted the
Bakugan?
future to be an
What is it?
evil,
Is
materialistically
that
driven,
the
chaotic
one
world
where you
where people
top
will
spinner
lose touch
thing?
with themselves so much
not
that
Bakugan.
they
like
can
it,
no longer
yeah.
think for
Yeah, it does
themselves
sound
and
like it. I
live
never
like
watched
evil
that, so I
without
don't
even
know what you're
realizing it has
talking
taken
about.
them. Then, just like nothing happened, at the very end, everyone's happy and celebrates the tunnel and goes home.
Yeah. Easy peasy, guys. No big deal.
No big
It's
deal.
I
just a
celebrate the
tunnel.
tunnel after I go
Yeah.
home, too.
Yeah, that's gross, Jack. That's
Yeah.
very gross.
So anyway, a lot of people think about this. This was a Cern thing. It was somewhat connected to the tunnel of Gothard in Sweden. A lot of people thought that was like the opening to hell. They opened a portal to hell. I don't know if I would say that, but it's the opening ceremony is very fucking weird. There's a lot
They
of
publicly opened a portal to hell.
there's gonna be links to
They're
the
like, we could do this without you guys.
There's gonna be
We've got to
link-
be more fun.
There's
with
gonna be links to that in the description, but it's for a train tunnel. Like all this shit, it's literally an hour-long ceremony. You know, half of it's inside, half of it's outside. There's a
just
lot of
doesn't-
weird satanic shit.
As much as the people that were there, they're like, "Hey, let's all summon Satan."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like everyone sat through it.
How many people?
There was so much,
and
shit.
I wish you guys.
and like you said, like Jack said, there was a lot of like heads of state. And actually in the ceremony, they have a point. There's a point where they have like Satan fucking potential fallen angel, and then there's like politicians that are born from that. They have these
Terrible.
big paper mache heads, like they're politicians with their ties and stuff. Like they're born from Satan, and it's really weird. Like,
Very
why would you do
creepy.
that
Very creepy.
with a train tunnel opening? But anyway, Cern has lots of other conspiracy theories, but
it
that's
just-
just a
yeah.
small.
We're about to run a train on your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to be mind fucked. That's what I'm saying.
It'll mind hop, mind freak.
That's on RedTube later. Yeah. But anyway,
That's our other show.
That's my conspiracy theory. Cern, CERN, which is not even with the acronym. It's like a European bullshit. They have a lot of shit going on for them.
Absolutely.
It's weird though. If you guys, I'm gonna post the links in the description. But it's a really weird ceremony that they had. It's not in any way that I saw related to a train tunnel, and they have lots of heads of state there, like from Germany and Sweden and a bunch of other places in
So
Europe.
my question to you, Trent, do you think CERN extends from obviously Europe, but to the U.S.?
It could. So the weird thing about CERN, from what the little research I did, was so out front of their main location is Shiva, which is the goddess of destruction, which
right.
is a goddess. I think, I don't quote me on this. I think it's in, I think it's like Indian or something like that.
All right, I'll take your word for now.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
now.
But there's also a lot of people say there's another god, goddess, or not goddess, but a male god. It starts with CERN, Chernonin or something like that.
Churn butter.
No,
butter.
he is actually a god of the underworld in another pantheon. I can't remember what the pantheon is, but he actually is a god of the underworld. And some people think that Cern is an abbreviation for that god bringing the underworld, but some people think it's Shiva, which is like an Hindu god of destruction, because there's a statue of Shiva out front of her, out in front of CERN's main headquarters.
So she's like still in a spotlight.
Yeah, hey, if you play Smite, I think the other guy's in there too.
The other guy being Cern.
CERN, yeah. Hang on, I'm actually gonna look it up right now.
All right.
Cernonos, ancient. He's an ancient Celtic god Order of Bards of Druids. I think he's a goat. He's the goat.
He's like literally a goat.
Yeah, I think he is. I don't know how that. It's
I wonder what his mom looks like.
CERNNUNOS. He is some sort of god.
Sort of god.
He's a Celtic god.
Like all knowing, all powerful. What are we talking here?
He's the god of the underworld. I will look him up actually if you give me 1 second here. God of order and let me see here. God.
Order. Law and order.
Like ordering on Amazon because my package is not here yet.
My package came earlier.
He's a horrible god. My package has not arrived.
Yeah.
I already have your package. And it's quite disappointing.
I was wondering what was around those.
God of the underworld.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, I got the Wikipedia up here, guys.
He's got the Wikipedia. We got the source here.
Sir No-Nos.
Valuable.
Sir, I my pronunciations are probably wrong. I should be taking shots for this, but it's CERNUNNOS is the conventional epithet given in Celtic studies to the depictions of horned god of Celtic polytheism.
Horny god.
He's a horny god, yes.
Most gods are
over
horny.
50 examples of horned god imagery have been found from Gallo-Roman period. He is the god of the underworld, and I do not have anything else of him. Due to the lack of surviving literature, details about the identity of the deity, his name, his followers, or his significance in Celtic religion are unknown. Interpretations of his role vary from seeing him as a god of animals, nature, and fertility to a god of travel, commerce, and directionality. By the way, commerce, train tunnel. You guys, is this ringing
that makes
a
sense.
bell?
That makes sense.
Yes.
A whole lot of sense. Wow.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
getting kind
It
of
circles
spooky.
back a little bit.
It circles back.
spooky.
Yeah. The name of God. The name.
That's how they connected it.
Yeah.
All the fucking like government officials like, what the fuck was that? And they're like, he is the fucking god of commerce.
Commerce.
Like, what are you complaining about?
So CERN, they're basically they've either already killed us in 2012, and we're living in another parallel dimension,
Simulation.
or
They just opened a
they
portal
just
of hell.
opened a portal of hell, like within the last couple of years.
Pandemic, which would make sense.
Yeah.
I also stepped in dog shit 3 days ago, so maybe that's what it is. That's what hell
It's
is.
from Cernonos or Shiva, the
I
god
will
of
not
destruction.
try to attempt to pronounce
Goddess.
those names.
Yeah, goddess of destruction, and then the microphone will
Sir
attack you.
No-Nos. Sir No-Nos.
But, yeah.
Sir No-Nos.
He's the guy who brings up the doll and says, where did he touch you?
Sir No-Nos. Yes. So anyway, that's mine. CERN, you can look it up. There's a million conspiracies about CERN. The Denver airport, by the way, also another really good one.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
disappointed in
How
Jack.
many conspiracy theories you got over here? Come on.
I'm not going to go whole into it, but I'm a little disappointed that Jack did not cover this because there is
He's a pilot.
He's a pilot.
Hey.
Airport,
The
dude.
triangle. The triangle is more fun.
There's airport, and it's got millions of conspiracies.
Dude, I fly airplanes, Bermuda Triangle. I play the triangle, Bermuda Triangle. That's what I'm saying.
There's a guy.
fucking
There's a
nerd.
fucking statue.
You want to even play right now?
A statue.
That's a beer bottle.
But Lucifer just falls on the architect that created him and kills him, severs his carotid artery, fucking bleeds out and dies. Carotid artery. There's 5 stories of
Karate.
buildings below the Denver airport. Folks, Denver airport. Look into it. I'm not telling you to look into it, but look into it.
No, I would definitely agree with that. So I guess it's
on the
Mr.
plane.
Hall's
It's
turn.
Mr. Hall.
That's what I'm saying.
So I
going
have
to
been brought
Hall.
to the table to bring up my own conspiracy theory, and I just want to put this out front that
Yeah.
I am no historian, and I just learned this information.
I did not know that. I thought you had
Maybe
your
about-
historian license.
All right, listen.
Shit.
I know I've
Okay.
led you to believe I was, but it's
You
all
did.
a hoax.
Okay, shit.
So about 4
That's
hours
the
ago-
conspiracy.
You wrote a song about this.
Yeah, it's called the Spear of
Do
Destiny.
you have it on? Do you have it on play? I'll play it for
My
you.
spear of destiny.
But yeah, I literally just did some research just to find out my favorite conspiracy theory, and hopefully you guys are still listening to be like, hey, this is kind of weird. So this is the Spear of Destiny. So basically, the Spear of Destiny, was a spear that was stabbed into the side of Jesus when he was on the crucifix. He was dead in about 24 hours, and it was the Sabbath. So Roman Empire was like, hey, let's make sure everybody on the crucifix is dead. So they stabbed him in the side. They claim that water and blood both rushed from the side of his ribs, and that's about it. So the Spear of Destiny claims to hold supernatural and mystical powers, and it's honestly, the crazy thing about it is it's reported, allegedly, that the centurion that stabbed him after the fact converted to Christianity after.
Really?
I mean,
He stabbed him. He goes, "What the fuck am I doing?"
he stabbed him and was like, damn, I need to be a Christian.
He's like, "Holy shit! I gotta rethink my life."
What did I do?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And before you guys get into conclusions of, oh, this isn't real. No, the Spirit of Destiny is actually a real thing. This is not like a false legend or anything. This is actually a real object.
No false flags, guys.
Right, yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So over time...
It's in my pants.
Hopefully your ex isn't listening. Otherwise, she's fucked.
Hopefully nobody's listening after that comment.
But legend says that the spear over time had been passed down and obtained by like multiple important figures of power. Constantine,
Hitler, right?
Yeah. Constantine,
he was going for it.
Charlemagne, Napoleon, and then eventually Hitler.
I follow her on Instagram. Charlemagne? Yeah.
Oh my goodness! But the spear is proclaimed to have nails,
Power
of the actual cross that Jesus was crucifixed on, to have actual nails inside of the spear to like to hold the shaft of it. Don't even make fun of that word. But
Jack, we need to get this.
So
promote our podcast.
I think if you guys are any type of history buffs, and if you're not, okay, it's not a big deal. But Hitler wanted to be an artist, a painter.
Yeah. Initially, as a kid,
he failed miserably because he wasn't terrible. He just wasn't good enough.
I wonder if that's where a lot of because I heard Germany in like World War II had a lot of crazy like scientific stuff going on.
Right.
I wonder if that's where that came from. Was him like, I wonder if we can do this.
Right. Yeah. No. It gets crazy. So basically, he wanted to be an artist, and he actually took a trip to a museum, and I think the museum's called, let me just look, it's like Hofsburg or something. Yeah, Hofsburg. So he saw this the Spear of Destiny, and he's like,
this is going to be power.
Oh my God, I want this.
Yeah, that's power right there.
Spear. And he became oddly obsessed with it, like so oddly obsessed with it that you're gonna like learn about it like later when I talk to it. But basically, he fails as an artist. That's what he wanted to do. And once he failed as an artist, he was like, all right, whatever. I'll get into German politics. Mm-hmm. And so forth. And just undoubtedly so, that's what he does. Yeah. So he meets this astrologer. And his name is Erich Jan Hanussen. And I may have messed that one up. But
I think I follow that guy.
He's long gone. Yeah. But anyways, we'll just call him.
I had lunch with him last week. What do you mean?
I should unfollow him then.
We're going to call him
they had to call his name out of the restaurant. They're like, I'm going to butcher this.
I was wondering, he hasn't posted in a while, so I should probably unfollow him.
But we'll just call him, for sake's being, just Eric. So Eric pretty much says, hey, to Hitler, that if you want the power and the attention and the success that you so desire, you're going to have to obtain a mandrake root.
Mandrake? That's some Harry Potter shit,
so the thing about a mandrake root is that it looks like a human figure.
Really?
It has 2 legs, 2 arms, and the stub, the very root at the top, it looks like a head.
Okay.
And that's the usual growth of a mandrake root.
Right.
So this astrologer, Eric, he goes, I'm going to make the prediction that within 30 days that you obtain this mandrake root, you are going to reach the power that you want. So Hitler's like, all right, if that's the freaking case, because I'm a failure, how about you go back to my hometown and dig one up? So he goes back to his hometown, and this is like all reported, and maybe it's fake, maybe it's not, but this is what conspiracy theories are about.
Yeah.
So he goes back to his hometown and he digs up in the back of a butcher's yard and he finds this mandrake root. And he brings it back to him, and it's like 1932, whatever it is. And he gives the mandrake to Hitler, and he puts this cap.
I can just imagine Hitler like some fucking down. Goddamn! Daggum, I guess you done gone and found that, didn't you?
He probably did. I don't know. I can't do a German accent.
Let's start the war.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
But he gives this mandrake root to Hitler, and he's like, listen, if we want to like complete the process, we need to do a bondage. So they put this...
Bondage.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
shit.
Very scary stuff. So they put this metal wire around this mandrake root, and inside is a vial... Okay, so they have a jar on the end of the wire, and it has verses. And the verses basically proclaim that, hey... great power, great influence over whatever he endeavors upon. And the only way that this can be broken is if Hitler astrays from the truth of this bondage. So, like I said, Eric, this astrologer, is like, listen, within 30 days...
This Eric guy.
Within 30 days, you are going to... And this is all speculation, but it has been... This is proven to happen that he was close friends with this guys, and this has been reported. But he says, within 30 days, you are going to achieve the power that you so achieve. Mm-hmm. Literally, on January 30th of 1933, Hitler is announced Chancellor of Germany.
Right.
So this prediction is insanely scary, and so many skeptics are like, is this lucky, or did this so-called Eric have like an inside tip that he was going to be pushed up among the ranks?
Eric, yeah,
right. So
like, let me in.
Right. So February 26th, like I said, it was January 30th when Hitler got promoted. February 26th, Eric, who's an astrologist, but regularly... I can't even pronounce.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Yes, we can. Please. Let's go dig up his grave.
He's going to be next week.
He Ortherman Jensen. He was number one.
Oh my goodness, SpongeBob. But he conducts a seance with his colleagues or cult members, I guess you could say. And then the first thing he predicts in a seance is, hey, there's going to be this great fire of a building. How specific is that? Because the very next day, Germany's parliament building burns to the ground. Burns to the very ground, ashes. And once again, was it a lucky guess? Or maybe did Eric, so-called Eric, the astrologer, have an inside tip? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. He might have.
So, obviously, because Hitler's trying to become the parliament, he's just named the Chancellor of Germany, the Nazi Party benefits from this because it's the parliament that just burned down. So basically what the Nazi Party does is they say, all right, so
the establishment just got taken down.
Let's rewrite everything we want to happen.
It's so symbolic to the people of the country at the time.
Exactly. So they're like, like anybody that goes against us, we are going to persecute, torture, and fuck over. Anybody that we see or deem as different as us, they are done for. So that's what they do. And the craziest thing about it is once it started happening, Hitler obviously targeted the Jews. And the blacks. And anybody that was
anybody that didn't have blonde hair,
creed, religion, blood, it doesn't matter. He was like, you're done. But the craziest thing is, he also, which is very unsaid, targeted the astrologers. And the people who were a part of the seance.
So the guy who was helping him.
Exactly. He killed them all. He killed the people that were helping him to predict their future and help with that. And
this is crazy.
He wiped them out. If you were an astrologer,
they were like, "You're gonna regret this."
It was like part of this cult. He was like, "Yeah, you're dead. You're dead.
I should have known this."
And you think about it, and you're like, "Wow, this sounds way too movie-ish." But if I'm not Hitler, and God forbid, but. My thing is, if I was trying to rise to power, would you want somebody to know why you rose to power? No, you would want to get rid of them too, correct?
No loose ends.
No loose ends.
No loose ends. I would have him locked in a dungeon. Like, that's my...
Or dead. People can talk less when they're dead.
They're dead, but I would want them shackled. I want them to be my fourth
Well,
year.
Hitler wasn't that forgiving.
No, he wasn't.
a big dildo in their mouth. So they couldn't talk anymore.
So Hitler goes
That's
ahead.
interesting.
He kills who he wants, who he thinks opposes him, and not even who thinks opposes him, but thinks that could release information that did help him. So that's what he did.
Wow, that's crazy.
So flash forward October 12th, 1938, Hitler goes into Austria. And this is where it loops back in. Guess what Hitler steals?
The Spear of Destiny.
The Spear of Destiny.
Yeah, it's a power.
Strawberry condoms, but
Close enough, Jack. But Hitler began taking relics because if we flash backwards, he was an art connoisseur and he loved this stuff. He was very invested into the art world.
Yes.
So he ended up taking the spear from Austria, from the museum. He sent soldiers over and he locked it into a vault 200 feet underground into a vast tunnel system.
hell yeah.
Wow.
He's like, listen, nobody's touching this, and it's obviously heavily guarded by his
my
own troops.
spear?
Yeah, I know exactly, but it's not even his. It's just that spear. It's relics from Europe that he's invaded and killed, and like he's literally plumaged everything he gets, and just takes everything good from it.
I have a question, and if you're gonna get to this, you don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
What do you mean?
Is that the last known location of the Spear of Destiny?
Oh, so that's a great question.
All right, no, if you're gonna get to it,
Yeah, we're going to get there.
Go ahead.
We're going to get there. And I'll get to my speculation.
You're already halfway up my leg. I'll wait to get the rest of the way.
By the way, have you guys seen Hellboy? You seen Hellboy?
Oh, I love
The
Hellboy.
original or the new one?
There's like 3 movies, 2 movies?
I have not seen the new one. I hear it's garbage.
I haven't seen the new one either.
I think the first 2 are the best.
I've seen the first, the originals. Yes.
I think they kind of covered this in the
Just
original
tap it,
Hellboy.
right.
A little bit.
Okay.
They
So
talk about
I
it.
don't-
before anything, like I said, we go back to like the Spear of Destiny has been passed through emperors who have never lost wars and conquered countries.
Yeah,
and
it's actually...
It's a
thing of power.
thing. It's
Yeah.
literally a thing
It's
because
actual
it stabbed
power.
literally the Lamb of God's blood has
Yeah.
dripped onto this, and that's what people think
It's
of.
a thing, yeah.
So, April 30th, 1945. So this
It's
is
not April
years.
1st, though.
Yeah, no, not Fool's Day.
April Fools!
Oh, we joked you.
Yeah.
But April 30th, 1945, George Patton. I think a lot of Americans know that last name.
I follow him.
The Patton. He's dead.
Just jumped
Oh,
into
no,
it.
no, no.
Yeah, I think we follow him as well.
Yeah, George Patton and Allied forces, they discovered this tunnel. Once they, get in there and the system and this vault, and subsequently, guess what they find? The spear.
Destiny.
Right. So they like, oh my goodness, there's all these artifacts and relics. Like, we need to take care of this. So once they find this, reportedly, allegedly, 2 hours later, guess what happens? Hitler kills himself.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
He lost the power.
And the craziest thing about it is that this trend of great people holding onto the spear have died in some sort of fashion. So Otto the First,
Oh, shit, I'm gonna die one day.
Constantine, Napoleon, like it just goes back. And like I said, I'm not a historian, so I'm not going to tell you I know all about this, but this is what I've looked on a video and what I've searched up.
Is this in your house right now? Yeah, the Spear
Oh my
of Destiny.
god! And you're gonna hear the craziest
Ghosts.
The craziest thing is I hit it under my bed. My cat came in my house with her in her claw the other day. What the hell you got?
That's spear.
That's that daggone Spear of Destiny right there. God damn it.
I really hope you didn't just stash it in my bathroom right now, because
Right.
I don't want to
Sabotage.
die just yet.
So yeah, exactly. So they find the Spear of Destiny, and Hitler ends up killing himself. So 2 hours later.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, is that a coincidence? It may be. This is what conspiracy theories are about.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's taken from him, and a lot of conspiracy theorists are like, "Is this the real thing? Did we actually like everything we're finding? Is it the real, authentic item?" So a lot of people are claiming that the replica or the Spear of Destiny is just fake. It's just fake. It's
So
not
they
real.
think that they found what Hitler hid and it was the replica?
Yes, they're like, this is not.
And they hid it somewhere else?
Exactly. They're like, what we just found. At first off, they're like, oh my god, we found a vault.
I'm going on a
bunker.
treasure hunt.
So, and what we do know for a fact, this is not a conspiracy theory, for a fact, Heinrich Himmler was his right-hand man. He controlled the SS.
Right.
was so obsessed, more so obsessed with the Spear of Destiny more than Hitler, had a replica on his desk, and it was held down, or next to was a vial of his own blood. He was so obsessed with this thing.
Hitler's or the right-hand man?
It was the right-hand man.
right-hand
Heinrich
man's blood,
Himmler.
okay. His blood,
Heinrich
right.
Himmler. He was like, listen, I love this thing so much, I'm going to have a vial of my own blood. Like, don't ask me a question about that. That motherfucker's weird. But, so, let me see. So, yeah, so exactly. He literally has this entire replica of the Spear of Destiny.
Spear of Destiny. Sounds like a good.
So you could expect him to know a bit about it. Yeah.
Right, and he's obsessed with it. And I think a big portion of Hitler being obsessed with it is being reinforced by his right-hand man, Heinrich Himmler. So
That's what a right-hand man does. He kind of like carries the weight.
Hitler's like, I know you believe a lot in the Spear of Destiny.
Yeah.
I like you. You're my friend. Guess what? I'm gonna tell you what about it.
He's
like, I'm gonna tell you about it. You got to Spear of Destiny.
So Heinrich is in love with it. And obviously his astrology buddy is dead. Freaking Hitler's
Obviously he's dead.
Killed himself.
Yeah. Can't have that shit hanging around.
So it's just Heinrich. And that's also another conspiracy theory that what happened to Heinrich Himmler, because there is no collection of what happened to him. There's no death records, there's no bones, there's no nothing. So we won't get into that one. You guys can look at that to yourself. But anyways, Heinrich Himmler is the guy that also is obsessed with this.
There's a lot of there's a lot of cultism with
Right.
the Nazis. They have huge. They believed majorly into that kind of stuff.
Right.
If you've seen Hellboy, the movie, it's a Hollywood movie, but
Even Captain America.
even Captain America,
Inglourious
you see-
Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards,
One of
yeah.
my favorite movies. Probably number 3 on my list.
But even in Hellboy, you see Hellboy came through the portal from hell because of the Nazis. Because they believed in occultism and they wanted to summon someone. They were beyond Cern at that point. They were ahead of Cern. You know, they had the access to the portals to hell.
The connection.
The connection, yeah. And then Hellboy came, and then you got Rasputin.
We love Europe, and I hope to travel.
Yeah, I hope
They threw a cheese in the center of a circle of goldfish, and it opened up, and they were like, "God damn, how we do that?"
Yeah,
Get me into the cheese.
it's really fucking weird though.
But after the fact that Patton and his allied forces find this spear, this is where it kind of gets interesting.
Yeah,
Hey, this has been interesting to me the whole time.
it's been very interesting.
So the spear, quote unquote, the spear is now supposedly held in a museum in Vienna, Austria.
See you guys in a little bit.
Vienna, Austria.
Vienna, Austria. No, I like that, Jack. That was pretty smooth. That roll away. So it's supposedly held in Vienna, Austria, in the museum, right? And you would think Vienna, Austria, like everybody knows, if somebody's trying to come into power, that all these great literally this spear has touched the side of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's his
People
his
like
blood is.
they wouldn't have it on display, correct?
Yeah.
You think the government, any government, is that stupid to have it displayed for you to come see?
Yeah, that's.
It's not gonna happen.
There are a lot of fucking stupid
mission.
people.
This is what Mission Impossible 7's about, right?
The craziest thing about it is
Are they on
that
7?
government officials of every country will not allow you to carbon-14 date this spear.
Yeah.
For a reason, because
They're
obviously not
Yeah.
authentic.
So that leads to where about like what is the true
Where's this
whereabouts
at?
of the spear, and does it have mythical powers? Is it unknown?
Yeah.
And some say that Hitler switched it out with a fake before he died 2 hours later.
Maybe he killed himself with it.
Exactly, possibly.
Can you imagine
But
impaling yourself with
a lot, but
Jesus'
that's
spear?
not. But his wounds for his body. I mean, the thing about it is,
He got-
I
he
don't
shot
think
himself.
He shot himself.
He
in the
did.
head.
He
Wait,
definitely did. That's
what,
where it brings
suicide
back.
pill? Or was it, did
He shot himself.
He shot himself.
It was his pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
But his wife, like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like there was a suicide pill involved somewhere. Maybe
possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So some say that Hitler switched it out with a fake, because remember that we revert back to the fact that his right hand man, Heinrich Himmler, had a replica on the desk, exact replica.
So do you think it was hidden in plain sight?
So we don't know. That's the thing. I'll get to my.
So do we know what happened with the
I
replica?
think Blade
We
knows.
don't. I think I know
I think he knows.
I don't know, but I'm
Give
gonna
a
get
guess.
to it.
Let me
I'm
hear
gonna
it.
get to it. I'm gonna get to it. So there are records of German U-boats containing Nazi artifacts, and this is not a conspiracy theory. This is absolute fact. German U-boats were patrolling the east coast of the United States during the war. This is not something up for debate because we have found German U-boats. There are still records of it. And there's been some in North Carolina, and most importantly, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh.
And
That is where the rescue airplane in Bermuda Triangle, the one that went after Flight 19, launched from Fort Lauderdale.
Boom, boom,
Bam.
boom, boom. So maybe
Conspiracy
this
theory interception right
boom,
there.
boom, boom. That's what I'm trying to say. This is how crazy this
Concealed.
story gets.
That's where the tunnel for the Swedes
So Nazi Germany
initiated in
is
Fort Lauderdale.
literally known for being a cult.
Yes.
For
Occultism.
demonic spirits, like
There's
the
a lot
whole
of-
9 yards.
Yeah.
Like Nazi Germany was deadly and disgusting throughout the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Here's what I've learned from today. No expert. Is that you have knowledge. Let's say I'm Hitler. Let's not. Okay, I take that back. I'm not Hitler. Let's say I'm right next to Hitler and I'm a spy because fuck Hitler. But I know that the fall of Berlin is happening and I'm about to be destroyed in this World War II. I'm going to tell everybody I know for these relics to take them away as far as they can. And there is literally proof of these U-boats being distributed across the east coast of the United States, but Antarctica. There's literally proof of this. Where would I send it? Am I going to send a U-boat on the side of...
Somewhere where people will find it?
No.
No one's going to Antarctica.
But here's
It's
where it
too
gets
cold.
crazy. There's also proof. So the United States sent an exploration, and I completely forget what the exploration. Every United States has like a secret code name for the exploration, but they go to the United States and they find all this weird stuff of treasures and whatnot. But the Germany literally went to Antarctica, and what they started to do was started planting Nazi flags everywhere. They want to claim the land. So why do you think they would just go all that way just to plant a flag? Just to plant a flag. Do you think that's all they wanted?
You're just talking about Antarctica, right?
Right, correct. I definitely believe, this is my theory, I believe the real Spirit of Destiny is sunken in the bottom of the east coast of the United States in a U-boat. Because there is reportedly 16 U-boats sunken right now.
That have not been found?
No. I don't
Knowledge.
know. I don't knowledge. But I don't know the amount of U-boats that have been found. I know there's at least one because I read a report that when they did find the U-boat, they found relics like Nazi signs and flags and all the good stuff. And I guess that would be considered bad stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean,
but clearly,
good stuff if you're searching for things.
Yeah, exactly. So they found all that stuff, but there are reports of 16 sunken because there was 3 incidents during World War II that Germany did touch United States land. There's even reports of them making it as far as New York and trying to reach Project Manhattan.
Don't fuck with me!
There you go.
Speaking of Project Manhattan, don't fuck with us.
I have the power of God.
An anime on my side.
Well, Project Manhattan's obviously the nuclear stuff that we had going on our own soil, but there's literally proof of that, like of Nazi soldiers trying to infiltrate to destroy the nuclear power that we were
Trying to
conspiring
build,
on.
yeah.
Right, correct.
That was supposed to suppress what they were building against us.
I have only read so far that there is one boat, and there probably maybe it's half. Maybe
One
it's
that's
all,
been found.
One been found, and I only read on one, so there's probably more. I'm going to say there's more.
Okay.
One that has been found, and they found photographs, paintings, statues, the whole 9 yards, weapons. Just straight Germanized, and not even German, but just stolen from European countries. So the fact that I've read one And maybe I need to dive deeper, and maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm not a historian.
I'm curious about this. I'm probably going to dive a little bit deeper myself.
But the fact that there's 16 or 15 more other, I'm going to say that Hitler had enough time, because you're not going to be in a bunker somewhere and not know you're about to
after
lose.
taking over a country.
You're not. You are
and
going
other
to
countries,
you
and
are,
you're not going to plan something.
You are going.
You're not going to figure something out.
If I am Hitler, like I said, fuck that, I'm not Hitler. But if I have the brain capacity to be like, hey, we need to do something. You need to hide the spear of destiny.
Yeah, get rid of that bitch.
So I'm thinking they took that on a U-boat, and maybe, and this is all about the Third Reich. And there are people to this day, there are reports in Germany till this day, as we speak, of people who still believe in the Fourth Reich, who want to demolish, Jewish people, anybody of different religion, color, and that's obviously we don't condone that, but that's insane.
It's believable.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is.
That is so scary.
Very
so
scary.
My final opinion is that nobody knows the whereabouts of this spear of destiny, and even if it does, if you believe in mythical powers, you may be right. But regardless, it's symbolism for another breed of people to believe in that.
Well,
to come back.
Real
into
power has the difference between symbolic power. I see what you're saying there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's sunken in the bottom of the U-boat, because if we're on the East Coast, and that's the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So who freaking knows? I think it's in the bottom of a U-boat in the Atlantic Ocean, and it's so scary.
And you're about to go get your diving license next week, right?
No, because because like the famous Vine, I can't swim. I can't swim.
That's how I move through the water.
You fart your way through water?
I don't swim. I just.
Just fart.
But yeah, no, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. So I was like,
no, that was really cool. Have you guys ever seen Constantine?
I have, yes.
I watched it for the first time a few weeks ago.
Come on.
And I thought it was pretty good, and I didn't know the Spear of Destiny was in it too.
Yeah.
That's where I knew that from when you were talking about it.
Hellboy. Have you seen Hellboy?
I have seen Hellboy, but I was really, really young.
Yeah, no.
Again, I am the youngest person on the podcast right now.
You are, yeah. They mentioned it in Hellboy.
Don't make me feel old.
Hitler. Actually, Rasputin, the main villain, he's got lots of weird occultism. The dude with the fucking blade hands, the
blade hands. Right. It's two blade hall hands.
I hope nobody takes.
Have you guys seen the baby jokes where it's like him in every part of the fucking picture?
It's just him.
It's Blade. It's Blade as the hands.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen that, but Hellboy is a great movie. It was a Guillermo del Toro movie. Who also made
I love the memory of
Pacific Rim.
Seriously.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
You've never seen
the
that.
worst movie ever created.
Amazing.
I haven't seen Pacific Rim.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen Pacific Rim play?
I feel like I've seen snippets. It's like where they have a robot.
Robots fighting monsters.
Yeah, it kind of ties into Godzilla, King Kong, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Trent hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
I won't. But Pacific Rim is shit compared to what you should see.
I haven't seen
Godzilla and King Kong.
I haven't seen that, but
wait. Do you think Pacific Rim is better than Godzilla, King Kong? Because you haven't seen it yet.
I think it is.
I mean, this isn't something you've even sniffed.
It's not that I don't know, but I would not knowing.
My
I would
thing
say
about
it's
it
better.
is, and I hate to say this, but every humanoid movie I've ever seen, besides Transformers, because let me get a hell yeah for Optimus Prime.
Hell yeah.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, even Bumblebee.
Hell yeah.
Other than that, I see these giant mechanic, building just these super powered Power Rangers.
That's Pacific Rim 2.
I just hate that.
I'm like, it's terrible.
There's already been a Power Ranger.
The first one's
He's
really
talking about
good.
Pacific Rim 2?
Yes, that is garbage. That is a Power Ranger movie, but the first one, very good. Very good.
I've seen 2. I've seen snippets of 1, so I won't.
2 is.
I would like to watch the first
awful.
one, but I got like fucking 4 streaming platforms over here, and it's not on any of them. I'm
You
not
gotta
paying for
find
another
it.
one.
I'm telling you, 2.
I don't think it's worth.
2 is
buying
garbage.
anyways.
1 is
Whoa.
worth it. I will override Blade's comment here because he's only seen parts of it.
Yeah,
he's only seen
correct.
parts of 1.
That's valid. That's
It's
valid.
good. 2
tell you what.
is fucking garbage.
The movie
Absolutely.
came out in 2012, and I'm not paying money for it.
You're okay. It's
But I will find it somehow.
You should find
The
it.
snip.
It's 2012.
Jack,
you should be able to
if I
find
have
it.
anything to say, the snippets that I've seen.
I'm
and
telling
and
you,
what
it's
I mean
good,
by
dude.
Snippets
It's good.
Is I've woken up in the middle of the night to Pacific Rim.
It's
And I'm like,
amazing.
this doesn't look bad, but I don't care to watch it.
It's
Blade sits up
good.
Spirit Destiny.
Oh
Nah,
my
I'm going back to
goodness.
sleep.
All right, that is absolutely crazy stuff. You guys need to tune into
I'm
that.
telling you.
And
First one's amazing.
Conspiracy
Second one,
theories.
I wish they never made it. It was a cash grab for sure.
wow,
Major cash grab.
cash grab.
There's a voiceover for us right there.
There you go. I'm recording that.
Major cash grab.
Major cash grab and
Major cash grab.
Mr. Dollar Bill.
Had to throw it in there, boys.
Mr.
Had to throw
Tip.
it in there. But no, honestly, I think the Bermuda Triangle, I think that's something that we are now advanced, like we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
I think we're figuring out why it happens.
I think that tunnel
But
is
it
straight
doesn't
up
make it less scarier.
Luciferian.
say
I think
what?
the tunnel they made.
I'm not flying there.
I think that
Hell
tunnel, I think they did open a portal to hell.
Well, I will
And-
not be going through the
Hey,
Swiss
guys.
Alps.
Hey, that's next week's vacation, guys.
I'll be
Let's
sitting
go.
here drinking a beer, talking
Yeah.
about
Or-
the spirit
Wait,
of testing.
are we not going to the Swiss Alps this next weekend?
Oh, God
You
damn it.
are.
I canceled that vacation.
Actually, I'm lying. If you were like, "Hey, let's go to Swiss Alps," I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Is
Yeah,
there beer involved?"
Is it a cool tunnel? Is it a cool tunnel?
Dude, you would hit me
Yes.
with like nacho cheese Doritos and I'd be involved.
I'm going.
There's a new Dorito flavor in that tunnel. Do you want to go?
Do you know what the flavor is?
Yeah.
It's spicy ranch.
I'm good.
I
Sounds
know.
like an oxymoron.
Honestly, no. That's actually think about
Spicy hybrid
that. No, think about that, Jack.
habanero.
It's like a Chipotle ranch.
Let's think about Cool Ranch, and then you add a little bit of buffalo to it. Are you not gonna eat that?
Yeah, you're going
It's
to.
literally like chips and jalapenos in a bag.
That's delicious.
You're gonna do it.
It's Doritos.
They're like dry jalapenos.
They're gonna make
Wait,
it
are
great.
peppers technically fruits?
Damn.
They're,
I don't.
Sure. Yeah.
Fruits
why
or vegetables?
What?
They're vegetables. Yeah.
I think peppers are fruits.
What? What's wrong
I'm
with you?
gonna take the
That's
L
a
of this
vegetable.
conversation and not give my opinion.
All right, well, I'm going to look it up.
I'm gonna go vegetable. That's definitely vegetable. Habanero ranch.
Hopping.
Not so cool ranch.
Not so cool ranch.
So let's honestly.
Wait, not so cool ranch.
Yeah.
You take
That's like
you take a
depressing.
bite of it and it slaps you in the face. It tells you what you need to hear.
I think right now, since we're at this discussion, I think somebody need. I'll go first. My favorite Dorito flavor is
Peppers are fruits, motherfuckers.
Fuck off.
I was
Not
about
the
to
cool
tell you
ranch.
my favorite.
What is it?
I know what your favorite is.
What is it?
Spicy sweet chili.
You like a small bag.
I was waiting
I would
for
say-
the dramatic pause.
No,
but you stole my thunder.
Wait, I'm gonna get my dog. I'm
You
gonna bring
like-
in these dramatic paws.
Blade likes a small bag of Cheeto Puffs.
No, he likes the biggest bag he can find, okay? It's just when we're drunk, the biggest bag we can find is at a gas station, and it's like
Exactly.
10 ounces of Cheeto Puff.
All right,
I
let
know
me
he
give a
likes the
little-
Cheeto Puff.
Let me give a little backstory.
I
So my
tried
favorite
it.
Doritos is spicy sweet chili.
Yeah.
However, when I get a little drink, just a little drink. When I get to feeling that good
He
stuff,
likes a little comfort.
I don't know what it does to me, but a Cheeto Puff, do not get it twisted. No Cheeto Twist, no
Cheeto Puff is
No
where
Cheeto
it's
Crunch,
at.
no Cheeto Popcorn, no hot Cheetos, just a Cheeto Puff.
It's a Cheeto
I'm
Puff.
with Blade on this, and I'm with you.
It's-
Cheeto Puff.
It revives you, and you could sit on the couch
does.
drunk as hell and
And
eat a whole
eat some
bag
puffs.
of Cheeto
There,
Puffs.
there was one night
Blade and I got our drink on,
Drink.
like you heard a minute ago. And I was in a sleeping bag, and this man was by the door in the room we were in. And it's like 4 a.m, and this man is munching. He is munching on some Cheeto Puffs.
I was munching.
I woke up at 2 a.m. to some Cheeto Puff munching. And I'm in a sleeping bag. Don't forget that.
Woke him up.
Yeah.
And I hear the Cheetos, and I'm like, can I get a Cheeto? And Blake goes, come on over here, come get a Cheeto. And I crawled like a caterpillar in my sleeping bag.
Like an inchworm.
Across that goddamn room.
An inchworm.
Just to have Blade feed me a Cheeto Puff.
I fed him a Cheeto Puff. And the crazy thing is I ate my Cheeto Puffs. And I got in the bed that I was supposed to be sleeping in. And I woke up. And the people that we were staying in, they came in that morning and were like, why are there orange stains?
Why the orange finger marks all over my bed sheets?
My bed sheets and my white comforter. And me and Jack look at each other and we go, it wasn't us. But damn well knowing it was the Cheeto Puff.
It was the Cheeto Puff curse.
Always a Cheeto Puff.
But it was damn sure worth it. I wouldn't take that back for nothing.
Hell no.
Yeah, shout out,
I felt like a
shout out to
caterpillar.
The house owners of that one. Shout out. But yeah, man, that Cheeto Puffs, they do the trick.
So it's Cheeto Puff.
I think it's Cheeto Puffs or Doritos
So be up.
spicy sweet chili.
So be up. You drink about 6 beers, eat a Cheeto Puff, you're good for one more.
Fan.
Cheeto Puff it sobers you up for sure.
That is
It's
true.
it's the go-to. I don't have a bag of them right now, but I normally have a
If
bag
you
of Cheeto
did, it
Puffs.
would be different.
Yeah, it would be
It'd be cooler if you did.
We'd be going. Yeah, it'd be cool if we did. It'd
Be a lot
5
cooler.
hours long.
That's what I was aiming for right there.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's like some Dazed and Confused.
I got one more topic to throw in here.
Let's
okay?
go. What are we talking
Throw it.
about?
Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Do you guys think that Mr. Ben Askren threw the fight?
Trent, you
Yeah.
want to go first or you want me to?
I think maybe he did. Actually, before he came over, I just saw it for the first time. And I saw a lot of potential speculation that he threw the fight. It was, I don't know much about
I think he threw the fight when Jake Paul punched him in the last
Jake
punch.
Paul.
That man spun like a Bakugan.
Yeah.
Like he did that on purpose. I
It
swear.
did not seem like a strong fight. It did not seem like a strong hit to knock him out. I saw it. I literally saw it.
Mr. Oliver has seen
Not even
highlights.
an hour before you came over. I watched the fight for the first time. I'm like, man, that's what knocked him out. I was like,
So it wasn't a knockout. It was a
Wait.
TKO. Technical.
Technical knockout because he got back up and the referee eventually decided
Right. So
he's not good to
still,
continue
it's
fighting.
like-
So here's my thing. Here's my take. Have we seen the other guy? He's literally built like a Capri Sun.
Which one?
Not Jake Paul. What's his name again?
Ben Askren.
Yeah, that guy.
He's not in shape. I'll give him that. I mean,
and that he's I don't even know his name. That's my thing. Jake Paul is fighting scrubs.
that's because Jake Paul boxed this guy, and this guy's an MMA fighter. He doesn't box.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That makes the case even more true. So this guy's an MMA fighter, and he
I see where you're going
magically
with
gets
this, yeah.
knocked out because he can't kick, he can't grapple. Jack, I'm 100% going to agree that this is botched because I think producers are like, hey, you'll make, and this is just figures, this is not realistic, $500,000, that's very cheap for a kind of fight like that, but I'm just giving out figures.
Yeah.
If you win this fight, but if you lose this fight, we'll give you $700,000, and then Jake still makes the money that he was going to make in the first place. So if I was the guy, if I'm an MMA fighter, and
you're boxing a famous YouTuber,
and Jake
someone
Paul's
who's made
like,
millions of dollars.
he's like, hey, you want to make $500K or $700K? I'd be like, well, duh, $700K. He's like, all right, so here's the catch. You make $500K if you win. You make an extra $200,000 if you lose. And all I have to do, obviously we're going to fight. I want you to fight back. But I'm going to jaw you. I need you to fall down. And I have seen enough boxing matches where the guys who got knocked out, literally knocked out. Even in a TKO,
actually got like slammed.
Yeah, exactly. TKO has gotten up and looked out of his mind. This guy popped up,
Yeah.
and looked like, oh, I just made 700K.
I can agree
And
with
I'm
that.
not saying that's the figures, but I'm just saying I definitely think this was
And then a second later, looked like, oh, I need to make 700K still.
media push. It was definitely media push, and that's my opinion. It's very subjective, but I mean, who knows? At the end of the day, this is all entertainment to us sitting at home.
It's almost like WWE at this point.
Well, WWE
with YouTubers like pulling into boxing
But
like
that's
that.
the thing. We know WWE's fake.
Exactly.
We
but
don't
we
know
don't
this
know
is
that
fake.
this stuff is fake.
And I think that's also a factor why we are pulled into it, because we don't
It's
know
the entertainment value.
And that
but it's a 2-minute video to watch at this point,
but
you know?
that's what pulls us back into conspiracy theories, because we don't know if it's real
not to
or
mention,
if it's fake.
Jake Paul actually said, I'm going to finish this off in 2 rounds. He predicted he was going to.
It's just not a prophecy. This is literally set up.
That's
and
what
staged,
I'm thinking.
Which goes back to mentioning, did Hitler actually pass off the spear of destiny? Or
you know,
did he? Exactly.
Did you know that Snoop Dogg was actually an announcer for that fight, too?
I did not.
Dude, if you listen to when Ben Askren is about to get knocked out, Snoop Dogg goes, make my money!
Yeah.
Well, that motherfucker high as a kite.
Today especially, it's 420, by the way.
It is 420. This is a special episode.
Yeah.
If you guys are out there listening.
You have 3 non-weed smokers on your podcast.
I hate to, I regret to inform you that none of us smoke pot, but it doesn't mean that we are against it. Do your thing, blaze it up, hit your bong, hit your blunts, your joints, whatever makes you happy. We are not responsible for that. We're not promoting illegal substances. However, it is 420, and we know we're not stupid, and you guys are going to do your damn thing.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Ready to check out here, boys?
Well, I think I'm ready to check out.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hey, honestly, before you guys check out, once more, thank you, boys, for having me on the
Thanks
podcast.
for coming on.
You guys are awesome,
Yes.
and I would love to come back again whenever you guys are
We will
ready.
have you whenever. For sure.
Maybe one day if you suck on my spear of destiny.
Anyways,
from now on, we are going to be posting every Tuesday.
Every
Tuesday, yes. Yeah, every Tuesday.
So thank you guys for
find us,
watching.
yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing however you want to ingest this
Ingest
entertainment.
it, There you
go.
But we are out of here tonight.
Yes. You got a dad joke for us?
Oh, fuck. Dad jokes, God damn it. All right. I guess what? This is one of my reserves right here.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Blade,
Yep.
do you know what they call a virgin in Alabama? It's an orphan.
Oh, shit.
Play us out, Trent. That was horrible. Get us out of here. Get us out.
You've been listening to Mind Hops. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, follow us on Twitter at Mind Hops. From there, you can get updates and submit questions for upcoming shows. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.